hearty vegetable soup. We have 2 zucchini, a couple of carrots, we have celery, we have onions, we have, as I do in most soups and slow cooked sauces, a big chunk of Parmigiano Reggiano rind. We have 1 box or 2 bottles or cans of Italian beans. If you cook them off yourself, you have to soak them overnight. This depends on your time factor. And you cook them with a split onion, so just a halved onion, and some bay and lots of salt. Beans and potatoes love salt. We're gonna add a little oregano, some basil at the very end. We're also putting in an entire bunch of kale and a whole head of cauliflower. So we're starting in that giant soup pot with the bottom covered with olive oil. And now we need this to sweat before we can add the garlic and the rest of the ingredients. So we're going to throw in our parm rind, put the lid just slightly ajar, and let that start to break down. The cauliflower has been par cooked for 5 minutes in boiling salted water. Then you cool it, and you can do this ahead, of course. And then you break it into small little florets or chop it. For the kale, all we did was stem it, and you can substitute escarole or any dark green you like. You could use chard if you like the looks of that day at the store. We're gonna use kale because I find it's nice and sturdy for soups. It really stands up to a long cook with the soup. Although this doesn't take that long, actually. Another note is that we're going to stir in the tomato and the basil. We have passata. Passata comes in these little glass jars in 2 or 3 cups. Passata is just crushed fresh tomatoes that aren't cooked. If you have tomato puree or tomato sauce in your pantry that you'd like to use up, by all means. You need about 2 cups. If you're not going to eat all of this on the day you prepare it, you should really par cook your pasta. We chose ditalini, but any small pasta. You should cook the pasta separately. When the water comes to a boil, add salt. That was a tab of salt I just added. And we keep this on the side so that we can add it per portion, and you can serve 2 portions at a time or 3 portions at a time, and you can measure out how much pasta you want to cook. Okay, so I added the kale just to wilt it in after the veggies were sweat a little bit. Now we're gonna add in our cauliflower, our beans, a little garlic, and now I'm going to add also a little hint of nutmeg because of our dark greens. We used kale today. Any dark green will do. Pop him over here. Scrape off the extra garlic if you use a grater. And a touch of oregano. And now we're going to give that a stir. And we're going to add a couple of cups of tomato passata. And we're going to add in a quart, I can't get around you, hon, a quart of vegetable stock. And look at this. Look at all of this great nutrition. Your eyes tell you what's good for you guys. Look at the rainbow of colors in this beautiful hearty vegetable soup. Again, even if you're a meat eater, you're not going to miss meat in this soup. So now to serve, we take a little bit of our noodle of choice. We have ditalini, a short macaroni. And then we're going to cover it with that hot, beautiful, hearty soup. Perfect day for it. As I said, while we're filming this, it's pouring snow outside, so perfect, perfect, perfect.